Pokemon Legends Z8 drops in just a few short days here, and I want to go through a bunch of spoiler-free information I have that you're going to need to know before the release. Or I guess you're going to want to know it. But for starters, there's only a small pre-order bonus of a bunch of Pokeballs, and the Ralts and Gardevoir aren't exclusive to if you pre-order. They're going to be available via mystery gift from release up until February 28th of 2026. So if you're worried about not getting that Ralts or whatever because you didn't pre-order, relax, you're all good. We also learned of the Kalos Megas and how to obtain them, which unfortunately is going to be locked to online ranked play. We don't yet know how far you're going to have to rank up, but I can only assume it won't be a substantial amount, since even with past events like this with the shiny Galarian birds, all that was required was just playing a few matches. Not even winning them, you just had to play the matches out. Once the game releases and we find out, I'll be sure to upload a video and let you all know. They're also seemingly going to be available at separate times based on rank seasons, which if that's following the current timeline, then each season will be about a month long. Also, these Megastones are rank up rewards, so you'll obtain them as soon as you reach whatever the required rank is. Although the timings are a bit awkward since seasonal resets usually happen at the beginning of the month for Pokemon, ZA is released in the middle of the month, so it's kinda not lined up with that at all. I'm just going to assume that the preseason where Ninja's Megastone will be available during is going to span from launch to either the beginning of November or until like the middle of November, making for a really awkward seasonal timeline of it changing dead center in the middle of the month. Be really weird if they did that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Going off that, Delphox would be available in Season 1 from November to December, and Chestnut in Season 2 from December to January. The ranked battles are also just a 4-player battle royale, with whoever gets the most knockouts being the winner. I also recall hearing something about still ranking up even if you lose, but it would just be a lot slower than if you won. That is all speculation, however. This was just me kind of going off of the knowledge we have now. Nothing is confirmed at the moment. As for the map, it seems like it's going to be changing as the story progresses, with some zones becoming wild zones where Pokemon can be caught and battled, as well there also being catacombs or sewers as shown in one of the trailers. I don't want to go too deep into the map since that may drift into heavy speculation and just zooming in on backgrounds, which honestly, I'm going to be real, I don't really care too much about. I'll just explore the map when it's fully out. I kind of just want to talk about the mechanics and everything we know about all that. But when it comes to catching Pokemon, it seems like it's going to work similar to how it did in Legends Arceus, where you can just free throw without having to be in a battle. If you choose to battle a Pokemon and you KO it, you have one final chance to throw a ball and catch the Pokemon. If it pops out and disappears, then it's just gone. That's that. Additionally, we also know that for the battle mechanics, it'll all be in real time with a pause function within it when you open your bag. Now, whether you use a healing item or whatever, after you close that bag, it'll be a small cooldown before you can open it again. We also saw that in Rogue Mega fights, the Wild Megas will actually attack you directly, so you can't just rely on a super tanky Pokemon like the wall, the wall, the wall. We also know that you can Mega multiple Pokemon throughout a fight. There's also certain C+ moves that get a bonus when you Mega Evolve, or I believe you can actually use up some of your Mega Gauge in order to boost that move. Presumably on non-Mega Evolving Pokemon, this is going to be the most useful. And now, you may be wondering, if you're going to make a video on all this news, then shouldn't you be double checking all the information to make sure everything is as spot on and correct as you want? In which I say, yeah, I 100% should. But it's a dangerous world of leaks out there right now. The game got released early in some areas because of, I don't know. But yeah, the second I search Pokemon up, I'm going to get spoiled even more than they already have. I just want to talk about ZA, and I'm excited, and I kind of want to share that excitement with you guys, you know? That's pretty much a majority of what this video is. But onto the topic of moves and stuff. The cooldown between using moves is going to be tied to your speed stat, so slower tanky Pokemon are going to have a bit of an interesting role, I should say. It might just be better to go with a full Glass Cannon team if you're good at dodging. Protect also is going to be a really useful move because that is something you can time for AoE moves like Surf and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe I'll test a Glass Cannon team. Now, one thing I know that many of you, self-included, are going to be extremely excited about is the character customization. After the disappointment of Scarlet and Violet's customization, with it having very limited options, we have the best customization I think we've ever had in a Pokemon game. For starters, I've seen people highlight that the hairstyles and clothing won't be locked by which character you pick. I don't actually think that's ever been the case, maybe in X and Y, but I don't believe even in Scarlet and Violet that you were locked to what clothes you were wearing based off your character's gender. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I didn't really see why that was being focused on so much, but the thing I'm most excited about is two-tone hair. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it, but I kind of want to just mess around with it. Basically, it's just going to mean that you can have two separate colors for your hair, so you can have like a white fade to something else, or whatever it be. I don't know. I'm just excited because it's pretty cool. The clothing also looks really nice. I don't think we've been shown a whole lot, so I'm kind of just going to cut it here. let's get to the next section. Now, since we're nearing the end of the video, like and subscribe, but also, just a heads up, I want to talk about some of the game mechanics that got leaked. It's nothing major, so it's not like you can fly or anything like that. I don't know anything about all that. But if you don't want any unofficial information, now's your chance to click off. There's going to be more deeper spoilers later on, but I'll give another disclaimer during that. Alright, you ready? The shiny sound effect is returning from Legends Arceus. I know that's been out there for a while, but there's also going to be an icon with the sparkle on the Pokemon when you lock onto it. And the thing I'm most excited about, Pokemon are going to have the shiny aura like they did in Pokemon Let's Go. That is something I've wanted for so long, and it would have been great to have that in Scarlet and Violet, but they just didn't, which kind of sucks. But we're getting it in ZA, so I'm not too upset. Just kind of want them to retroactively put it into Scarlet and Violet, but that's okay. Anyways, there are some minor spoilers I wanted to talk about. That was pretty much it. But this next bit is a bit bigger of a spoiler. Once again, not a story spoiler, but it has to do with Pokemon that aren't going to be in ZA. Obviously, there is a chance that these Pokemon get added in the DLC later on. I'm not really sure how the data mine works, what they all got. I just know that they got the full base game Pokédex. So yeah, if you don't want to hear any of that, click off now. Subscribe if you liked the video, but you're excited for ZA. According to data mines and other leakers, last chance, the Hoenn starters and Rayquaza are not in the game files. Now, once again, this could change with the DLC, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Really upset about Rayquaza because I had like a whole funny video planned out. I probably won't upload it now, but it was basically just how Rayquaza and Zygarde are kind of opposites of each other. They're both green snakes, and I'm not going to get into this, alright? I'll just yap. Anyways, that's all for now. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want more Pokemon content. So, have a great day. Adios.